What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we've got some great information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we're starting off with something that we knew a few weeks ago here on PlayerEssence, but now we have the official confirmation. Persona 5 Scrambled, the Phantom Strikers, is officially coming to the West as Persona 5 Strikers, and it'll be coming to the PlayStation 4, which of course will be backwards compatible. You can play it on your PS5, the Nintendo Switch, and a brand new platform, the PC, on February 23rd, 2021. Now, they announced this and they put it in an unlisted YouTube video, so we're not sure if it was supposed to be a Game Awards announcement or what was going on, but it was very weird, the timing of when it released, because it was very late in the East Coast when they did it, and it just seemed like they didn't mean to do it, but then ended up just doing it, so it was just really weird. Now, once again, guys, this game is not a Warriors game. People think it's a typical Warriors game because they see the trailer or they saw you fighting a bunch of enemies in like an open area, but it does not have the structure of a Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity, of a Fire Emblem Warriors, One Piece Pirate Warriors, all the other themed games that they have done. It is not the case with this game. This is actually a unique game that is built within the Persona universe to be an action RPG with a few elements from the Warriors games. Sometimes you do have large-scale battles, but a lot of times you're platforming or you're fighting bosses in like a dungeon area, or you're fighting individual encounters with enemies. It is a very different style of game and is seen as a separate sequel to Persona 5 that's on the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. So that's what this game is about. It is not a Warriors game. That's why it's called Persona 5 Strikers. It is a different style. It is not a Persona 5 Warriors type of game, which also means that you're probably not going to see a super large cast of characters. They're probably going to roll with who you got for the most part. Maybe there's some other characters you can unlock and stuff. I haven't completed the game in Japanese or anything like that. I've just played the demo, but it does not seem like that style of game, and there's nothing that's been leaked that I have seen so far like it's a Warriors with, like, 20 or 30 characters that you can use. It is seen as a canon sequel to the original Persona 5. So that's what this game is about, and I'm excited to finally see the Western release date for this game. I mean, it's been a while, guys. Just to let you know, if you didn't, Persona 5 Scrambled, the Phantom Strikers, originally debuted in Japan on the PlayStation 4 and the Switch on February 20th. So essentially, it took a year and some odd days to bring over to the West, and many of you guys were very frustrated with that, which, I've heard about it as well, right? I understand, but here's what I think was the issue with this one. One, they added a PC release. When ATLUS and Sega add a platform, you already know good and well they're going to add on another 6 months on top of that whenever they add a platform. But on top of that, I honestly think they were trying to avoid the crazy hype of all the big games that were coming out in the fall. I think Age of Calamity, you also look at Cyberpunk, you look at just all these games there. Things are much cleaner, or at least somewhat much cleaner, next year. I mean, there's a lot of Nintendo Switch games coming out in early February. There's like Bravely Default 2 and some other stuff as well, but it'll be a lot more clear and some more separation from other types of games. So I understand, maybe at least. I mean, that might be their thought process, or it literally could have taken them that long to get it done. I'm not really sure, but either way, we've got a confirmation, guys. February 23rd, 2021, PC, PlayStation 4, and the Nintendo Switch. So I'm looking forward to this one. Hopefully they do some type of file transfer save program, which I don't think they will, but hopefully they do, where you'll be able to play it like on the PS5 or on the PS4, then transfer your save file over to, like, let's say if you want to play on the Switch or PC. I know that like the Ubisoft Connect feature has that with all the different platforms of Immortals, Phoenix Rising, and also Dragon Quest 11 did that for the PlayStation 4 and the Nintendo 3DS to be able to go back and forth, have your home console version, then have your portable version with the Switch if you want to do that. So I'm hoping they do that, because I actually would like to have that to where I can like grind, do side quests lying down in bed, and then also play the game streaming, maybe on my PS5. It would just be nice, but who knows? They're probably not going to do that. But anyway, what do you guys think about this? And what do you think about the potential of Persona in 2021, man? I think there's going to be some big announcements. I think ATLUS has kind of seen what's going on there. I think one of the directors even said that it's going to be a big year for Persona. So could we finally see a Persona 5 Royal on the Nintendo Switch, a Persona 5 Royal on PC, other platforms outside of PlayStation? We saw it for the first time with a mainline Persona game outside of Strikers being mainline, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Core mainline older Persona game coming over to PC. Could this signal the start of that? I would hope so, because this is the sequel with Persona 5 Strikers. It would be nice to have the original for players to be able to play on the PC and the Nintendo Switch. So hopefully ATLUS gets the clue, Sega gets the clue here, and they spend probably the lofty amount of money they would need to port over, because it's not going to be cheap to port over Persona 5 Royal. That's going to be a game that would cost quite a bit of money to get those over on PC and the Nintendo Switch, but I think it would be more than worth it considering how well Persona 4 Golden did on the PC platform. So what are you guys' thoughts? I'd love to hear them in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here, guys. We've got the Famitsu sales for November 23rd, 2020 through November 29th, 2020. And once again, the Nintendo Switch is dominating the Japanese sales. We do have a little bit of, I would say, restriction of stock when it comes to the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, but we will go over the top 10 best-selling games in addition to the hardware numbers as well. So once again, Konami rolling in the Japanese monopoly dough with the Momotaro Densetsu game. That game is still number one, another 126,000 units tacked on. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, a game that I talked about recently on the channel once again with the video. That came in at number 2 with 40,667 units. Next up is Ring Fit Adventure, which is the Eternal, and also that's getting a bundle in Europe too. Next up after that, number 4, Animal Crossing New Horizons, which that game's the Eternal with another 35,000 units plus. That game's crossed 6 million units in Japan, physical only. Remember guys, all of this is physical only, not digital, just Japan. At number 5, Pikmin 3 Deluxe with another 21,000 units plus. Number 6, Taiko Drum Master, the Adventure Pack, 15,000 units. Number 7, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. That was the only PlayStation 4 game in the top 10 with 14,000 units plus. Number 8, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with another 14,000 units. That game has crossed 3.2 million units. Number 9, Fortnite Last Laugh Bundle with 14,000 units plus. And at number 10, Pokemon Sword and Shield Plus Expansion from Pokemon Company and Nintendo with another 12,000 units plus on there. Check out the link in the description if you want the full top 30 software. It's all there for you guys. But also for the hardware sales, guys, the Nintendo Switch was rolling another 145,000 units, 145,178 to be exact. Definitely still kind of holding its domination lead in Japan. PS5 did sell 40,459 units with stock restrictions, limited stock, and the Xbox series of platforms sold 3,593 units. You guys can see all of the hardware right here. 12 individual SKUs when it comes down to it. I mean, there's a lot of Xboxes at the bottom there, a lot of PlayStation variations, PS4, PS5 Digital Edition, PS5, Switch, Switch Lite, all of that. So that's pretty cool that they actually separate it like that, but it just goes to show you that Switch isn't slowing down anytime soon. I made a video talking about how the Switch sales are thriving against the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. Don't expect it to slow down even when there is more stock in Japan. PlayStation 4 had plenty of stock and had plenty of huge games come out for it while the Switch was launching and out, and the Switch still happened to kind of rise above and sell more even when it wasn't getting certain stuff at the launch, like for example like Final Fantasy 15, games like that, you know, didn't come over unless it was like the Pocket Edition, stuff like that. It didn't originally get Dragon Quest, stuff like that. Monster Hunter didn't originally come out on the platform. all throughout that, the Switch survived and still continued to do really well. So now with the PS5 coming out, and it doesn't have all those huge, massive games at this point, I don't see Switch really dropping out the ranks of the #1 system in Japan anytime soon. So what do you guys think about these sales numbers here? Nintendo Switch domination in Japan. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here, guys. This is a very interesting one. So the Siren and Gravity Rush creator, Kenichiro Toyama, has left Sony Interactive Entertainment. Remember, guys, this is the guy who created Gravity Rush. This guy's a big deal over at Sony. He's been there for a long time, you know, Sony Interactive Entertainment, the Japan studio. I've played a number of games, Gravity Rush being my favorite of his that he's produced. So Kenichiro Toyama, creator of the Silent Hill, Siren, and Gravity Rush series, has left Sony Interactive Entertainment Japan studio and established the independent Bokeh Game Studio on August 13th. Mr. Saito and Okuda, who have worked alongside Toyama for many years, also left Japan studio and joined Toyama as core members of the new studio. Now, Toyama is the chief executive officer, while Saito is the chief operating officer, and Okuda is the chief technology officer. Now, the studio's name Bokeh is the English term originated from the Japanese word bokeh, which refers to the camera blur technique. That's actually really nifty. The Japanese method of expression has grown to be used worldwide. Bokeh Game Studio defines its business as development of software for console and PC, and aims to take on many challenges in the future regardless of platform. Now here's a message from Toyama on the studio's establishment. Having partnered with Sony Interactive Entertainment, which I have been with for a very long time, we have independently established a new development studio. Looking back at my inner self, nothing has really changed at all since day one when I set foot into this industry. Firstly, I want players to enjoy games built from ideas with originality, and secondly, I want to enjoy making those games. This is all there was to it. Thankfully, it was possible for myself and team to develop and release many games. However, the gaming industry has rapidly grown globally and is still drastically changing all the time. Day by day, living in these times, I have felt the need for substantial change to pursue my own ambitions. This is why I have decided to become independent. Thankfully, I am blessed with a team of colleagues who share the same ambitions as myself, which is why I am able to start this new chapter with a new game studio where we can form our original ideas. We are already under development for our first work, though obviously we will need some time before release. We ask for your patience and to look forward to future announcements. So this is very interesting, man, because like people have been saying, hey, maybe there'll be a new Gravity Rush game, you know, on the PlayStation 5, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen anytime soon, because it does look like they're going to go multi-platform, and it does seem like they are working on something completely different. So their first game is already confirmed to be an original action adventure, and then it will release on various different platforms, and it's underway. So there you go. And it's pretty much the same scale as what he's worked on before, so expect a Gravity Rush 2 size scale of game, and to look maybe about as good as those games as well. And the development is expected to take about 2 to 3 years. So they do want to keep a good relationship with Sony, which they did say in an interview that they want to keep a good relationship just in case if there is an opportunity to work on any of the IPs that Sony already has, like Gravity Rush. That would be the one that everyone is talking about here. And I kind of saw this coming with the Japan studio just because they weren't really doing anything major a lot of times, and I think like their last game was like Astro's Playroom, right? Or Astrobot's Playroom, or whatever that case is. I gotta double check on that, but they weren't really doing anything. Gravity Rush did not get the type of support from Sony it needed to be successful. They ended up shutting down some like the servers and stuff like that with Gravity Rush 2. I mean, they tried, but just the Sony fan base just didn't buy the game at all. So I can understand him just leaving and saying, hey, I want to actually create something that's unique and original, because it didn't seem like Sony was going to give him any type of budget, which he talked about being more global and things are kind of changing, and the Japanese style of games that he makes maybe aren't doing as well. I think going independent was probably the best thing for him in order to kind of let him express his creative freedom and make the type of games that he wants to make with his colleagues. So what do you guys think about all this when it comes to Persona 5 Strikers, the Japanese sales with the Nintendo Switch, and also the Gravity Rush creator leaving and forming his own independent studio? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Check out the links in the description. We've got Twitter. Go and give us a follow on there. Stay up to date on all latest gaming news and information. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one. Peace.